Okay. Let's see what we need to do today. All right. So let's make a thick blanket roll with two of your blankets, and we'll need 2 blocks. And Sandy, do you have blocks?
I brought.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So we get a quarter fold. We stack 2 blankets up that way. Let's take the short edge and roll it up. Make a thick roll. Then we'll put your blocks end to end like this. And the blocks will go under your blanket roll. And then we're laying down on your back and put your knees on top of your blanket. Like this. And once you get down on the floor, then make sure your spine is long and your back feels wide. And then lift one leg at a time once you get settled so that they can drape well over the blanket.
All right.
The heels touch the floor, yes. Yeah. All right, good. So now you'll start clearing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling, blowing out the lips. And lean back into Mother Earth. Let yourself fall back. So start to unclench your glutes and let your inner thighs release. So we're trying not to squeeze our legs together and let them fall outward if they want to. Feel your calf muscles hanging down from the bone and let the soles of your feet soften. Now slow your breath down a little more. And soften the belly and the low back. Let it connect a little better to the ground underneath. And the same for the rib cage. And the ribs fall back into the earth, softening. Let your shoulders fall back, arms get heavier. The palms of your hands soften. Now create some more ease in the neck and the throat. And And soften your jaw and your tongue now, breathing fully through the nose if you can. Let your eyes soften, let them sink into your head a little deeper, letting the forehead and the scalp smooth and soften, and let your ears drop back. Now allowing your body to get twice as heavy, twice as soft. And let's imagine you have a drain at the tip of your tailbone, like a shower drain. And just imagine all your stress, all your worries, all your fears, tension and fatigue just drain out of your body through that drain into the earth. Mother Earth takes that energy and utilizes it for something useful or recycles it. Let's just empty your vessel of that which is not serving you. So Mother Earth just siphons all of that out of you. Just letting go of as much as we can in this moment. Now, if you feel complete with that process, then you can close your shower drain. And now let's imagine a beam of sunlight pours in through the ceiling where you're at and connects itself onto the upper abdomen in the solar plexus. And that sunlight just pours into your body and you fill your body up with this light. And let it spread everywhere inside. Feel it running down into your hips and your legs and your feet. And feel them pulse with energy. And feeling that light filling up your torso and your belly and your chest. Breathe in that light. Torso pulses with energy. The light pours down into your arms and your hands. They pulse with energy. Feel that light in your throat, in your neck, into your head. Let it infiltrate into your brain to nourish and heal this brain. So the sunlight, just as if you were a plant, it brings all of this life-giving energy to you. This healing energy. It warms you. enlivens you, brings things into alignment and order. And you're aligned with this light. So already, gratitude for the shift that's already taken place in you. Possibly a little more ease, a little more peace, a little more calmness of mind, and openness of heart. Let's start to deepen the breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. Any stretching or movement that would be helpful for you right now, you'll take that. And let's all lift your hands, but keep your elbows on the floor. And it might feel good to lift your feet up too and circle the wrist and ankles. Circle the other way. So whatever we're doing now, we're always returning to the breath. Returning our awareness to the breath. Returning our fullness to the breath. Okay, let's bend your knees. You can put your feet on the blanket if you like, or on the floor, it does not matter. Let's hug the right knee into the chest. Shoulders down from the ears. Let's just take some good breaths there. Extend your left leg up to the sky. Inhale. Let's drop that leg down onto your blanket again. So knee on top of your blanket. Then go ahead and extend your right leg and lower it down onto the blanket. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. Bend the knees again. And pull the left knee into the chest. Shoulders down, good solid breaths. And straighten the right leg up to the sky. Inhale. Keep your belly firm and lower that leg down onto your blanket again. Knee on top of your blanket. And then extend your left leg up and lower it down onto the blanket. And settle there, big breath. Okay, we'll bend our knees, put the feet on the blanket again, low back long. Hug both knees into the chest. Let's take the hands to the front of the knees, one on each leg, and spread your knees wide, spread your feet wide into like a squat, a reclined squat. So flex your feet, pushing out through the heels. Knees pull in toward the ribs, but out as wide as they can go. Flexing the feet. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now hold on to the knees with your hands, but straighten your arms. So let the legs drop away from your head as far as they can go. Keeping the arms straight. Now slowly rock your head side to side. The knees are still wide, feet are still wide. Deep breaths. Now head back to center, pull the knees to center. Let's extend the legs up to the sky and grab the floor near the hips with the hands, palms face down. Inhale. You can pull your legs as close to your face as you can, keeping them as straight as you can. Now bring awareness to your belly. Inhale. Exhale, strong core, and slowly lower the legs to where the knees touch the blanket again. And then rest the feet. And relax. You can turn the palms up if you like. Big breath. And another. And let's bend the knees. And use your feet to move your blanketed blocks off your mat, off to the side. And then arms go wide. Knees stay bent, feet go wide. Let's do wide windshield wipers. Both knees drop to the right, both knees drop to the left. Steady breath. The next time your knees drop to the right, stay there. Let's get a pretty good stretch going in the front of the left thigh. So if you need to take that left foot a little wider for a deeper stretch, you do so. And the arms reach overhead and grab your left wrist and pull over your head actively. So your feet flex gently. You push that left knee down. Push the left hip down. Push your left side of your ribs down. So we're only doing what's comfortable for us, not that it creates too much stress. Just bringing a little more groundedness to the pose. Deeper stretch to the left side of the body from the knee to the hand. Let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Good hip flexor stretch. Let's soften the arms, knees come up. Drop your knees over to the left now. You want a pretty good stretch in the front of the right thigh and hip. So if you need to take your right foot a little wider, you do so. And the arms reach up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your other hand and pull actively over your head toward the back wall behind you. And flex your feet. And we'll push that right knee toward the floor more, the right hip more to the ground, firming the belly. And the right side of the ribs settle a little closer to the ground. Make a longer line from the right knee to the right hand. And good breaths. So your left knee is settled toward the ground. Let it relax. Let's do another big breath. And one more. And soften your arms. Knees come up. Let's walk the feet back together. And hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Massage your back on the floor. Okay, we'll drop the feet. Let's bring, let's bring the feet together and knees go a little wide. but lift the feet up, bring the soles of your feet together, and take the hands on the top of your ankles here, okay? So hands go, just rest on top of the front of your ankles. Then soles of the feet come together again, knees drop wide, and let your legs drop away from your head to straighten your arms out all the way. Slowly roll your head side to side. Get it? So the weight of the legs pulls the shoulders down from the ears. So soles of the feet are together and knees are wide. We're holding onto the top of the ankles. Just drop your legs away from your head. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Head to center. Then let's release your hands. Keep your legs up. Grab the floor near your hips, palms face down. Keep the soles of your feet together. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the legs to the floor. Outside edges of the feet fall to the ground into reclined cobbler's position. Now we turn our palms up again. So get your low back long. So walk your hips away from your head towards your feet, lengthening your low back, and then fall into the earth. Solid long breaths as you let go. So soles of the feet are touching each other, knees drop open wide like a book. You can always use the outer blocks under the outer thighs or outer knees. We're allowing the inner thighs to open. We want to soften the glutes, soften the thighs, relax your low back and belly. You can, again, bring your visualization to that clearing, like draining from the drain. Any stress or tension that we're dislodging from the hips or pelvis, let that clear out through that drain again. You can also bring that light of the sun or of the divine into the pelvis. You can always bring your awareness to those visualizations to help amplify your experience of your healing. Let your body get twice as heavy, twice as soft. Okay, press your feet together and bring your knees back up together. Then let's take your feet wide again and arms wide again and do wide windshield wipers. Okay, the knees come up and we'll bring your feet flat to the ground. Let's take your arms down to your sides, palms face down. We'll do a little bit of more core work here before moving on. So let's lift your feet up in the air and start to ride an imaginary bicycle in the air. So we want to keep the right leg in alignment with itself and the left leg in alignment with itself. So like the feet are making the biggest circles that they can create, these forward circles. Now let's bring awareness to the belly, bring firmness to the core, and let's gain a little more control with our movement. So smoother circle that you're creating. And you're using your core muscles here. So try to gain control in the core as you move your legs. That's it. One more breath. Okay, hug the knees into the chest, soften the belly. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then grab your kneecaps with your hands, one on each side. Spread the knees wide, spread the feet wide into like a squat. And then let your legs drop down, straightening the arms. So you're still holding onto your knees for a moment. Take a big breath. And then slowly drop the feet to the ground into reclined cobbler's position again. Soles of the feet come together. Knees drop open like a book. Use your blocks under the outer legs if needed. Make sure your low back is long. And settle into reclined cobbler's position. Get heavy and soft for several breaths here. Fall back into Mother Earth. Shoulders relaxing, butt relaxing. Allowing the front crease of the hip to soften and open. Take another big breath. Let's press the feet together to raise the knees up. Grab the floor by the hips, palms face down. Walk the feet together, lift the legs up. Okay, now we're riding a bicycle backwards. Backward circles. Now again, gain control in the belly and your breath. Try to let your movement be really smooth and fluid. Trying to control the movement with the core muscles. Try to soften your face and your mouth. You can play around with either having your toes pointed or having your feet flexed. What feels better to you? Maybe try to let your circles get bigger that you're creating with your feet. Backward circles. Some good brain work too. Okay, let's hug your knees into your chest. Soften your belly, big breath. Soften the shoulders. Okay, let's grab your kneecaps with your hands. Spread the knees wide, spread the feet wide. Do that squat and then lower the legs. Hold on to the knees, straighten your arms, deep breath. Then settle into reclined cobbler's position again. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide like a book. Low back long, fall back. Good breath. One more big breath. Relax everything. Press the feet together, knees come back upright. Straighten both legs and rock them out all the way from your hips. Okay, we'll roll to one side. Push yourself up into tabletop on your hands and knees. Let's have your blocks near your hands in case you need them. So let's start a cat and cow. So inhale, head and hips lift. Exhale, head and hips drop. Inhale, sway your back. Exhale, arch your back to the sky. Bring the tops of the feet to the ground if you can. Strong breath through your nose. Let's get this spine involved here, creating more space between the vertebrae. And we're activating our immune system and all of our energy centers along the spine. Press the tops of your feet against the ground a little bit more. Remember, when you lift your head, pull your shoulders back so that your collarbones widen. Kind of focus on that for a few rounds. Really widening the front part when you lift your head. Okay, neutral spine. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. Let's come to the front of your mat. Make sure you're at the front. And have index fingers facing forward and spread your fingertips wide from there. Space between your fingertips. Dig the pads of the toes into the ground now. Shoulders back from the ears and belly firms in to get engagement in those muscles, and then start to lift the hips up and push back into down dog and walk your dog out. Bend one knee as you straighten the other. And keep walking your dog. The toes stay on the ground. One heel lifts, other one grounds. One heel lifts, other one grounds. One knee bends, other one straightens. Bend your knees a lot. Stick your butt way up into the sky, so lots of length in your arms and your spine. Then try to keep that length you've created and slowly press your heels toward the ground. Straighten your legs as best you can. So for fullest expression of your down dog, head drops between your arms. So ears between your arms. Don't lift your head or that makes things a lot harder. Take a good breath in. Push back, push back. And let's bend your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. You can always have your blocks under your hands if needed. And let's fall into a ragdoll fold. So arms just dangle, head dangles. You can always have a soft bend in your knee if needed. Just open up the backs of the legs and the low back. Just let the spine hang so we're making space between the vertebrae. You can always grab the elbows for more of a stretch. That just adds more weight to the stretch. You can even sway your spine side to side to allow a deeper opening through the low back. Okay, let's all touch the floor or your blocks and look forward. So spine lifts halfway up. Inhale. Exhale, active fold. So squeeze the belly towards your thighs. Try to keep your legs straight. Inhale, halfway up. You can push into the fronts of your legs if you like, or your blocks. Exhale, an active fold. So squeeze your belly to your thighs and keep your legs as straight as possible. And once more, extend halfway forward with your spine. Straighten the legs and then actively fold again. You can always hold on to the backs of your legs or ankles if it feels good. Tuck your chin slightly to open the back of your neck. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. Let's bend your knees a lot. Drop your butt, lift your head. So push down actively with your feet. Firm your belly. Spine is long. Either hands are touching the floor or your blocks. It's a low chair pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now, right foot's going to step way back for a long lunge and drop your back knee to the floor. Take a low passive lunge, letting the front of the right hip soften toward the ground. Your front knee is right on top of your ankle. Back knee settles to the floor. Let your hips drop forward. So your hands, let's bring them right under the shoulders. Now we can have the hands on each side of your foot with your hands under the shoulders, or you can take that foot wider and have your hands on the inside of your foot with your hands under your shoulders. It's either flat hands or flat fists. You can always put your blocks under your arms, under your hands, so that your arms are longer. You want your upper body to be comfortable so that you can relax your hips and your legs more. Take a good breath in, good breath out. So Sandy, check your front knee. So you have your knee on the outside of your elbow, but not your hand. So take your left foot wider, 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 wider. Yeah, put that block under your hand. Yeah. How's that? Drop your hips forward. There you go. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. One more. Dig the back toes into the ground. Straighten your back leg. Big breath. Right foot steps forward to meet your left. Inhale halfway up. Push into the fronts of your legs. Straighten your legs and move your spine forward. Then exhale, active fold. Inhale halfway up. Extend forward. Exhale, active fold. One more time. Okay, bend your knees a lot. Touch the floor with your fingertips or blocks. Drop your butt, lift your head. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Take a good breath in. You're pushing down with your feet actively to get strong in your legs and your core. So try not to collapse your belly. Pull your belly into your spine. Then let's step our left foot way back. You can slide it back even further if you need to and drop your back knee to the floor. Let your hips drop forward. Low passive lunge. You choose the position of that front foot, whether it's in between your hands or whether it's to the right side of your hands. Let your left hip drop forward. It's good, solid breaths. Soften your jaw and the base of your skull. Try to relax that left leg, left hip even more. So if you've got your lips pursed or clenched, that probably means you're not breathing well. So try to relax your face. And take the breath in deeper to the low lungs, low ribs. One more breath. All right, so dig the pads of the toes into the ground behind you and straighten your back leg. We'll take your left foot, step it forward to meet your right. Inhale halfway up, extend your spine forward, straighten your legs. You're pushing into the fronts of your legs, and exhale, active hold. Inhale halfway up, move your heart forward, straighten the legs. Exhale, try to keep the legs straight and fold a little deeper. One more time. Full breath in, full breath out. Okay, touch the floor with the fingertips or blocks. Drop your butt, lift your head. So low chair pose. Push hard down with your feet, firm your belly. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. So if you're feeling okay, you can swan dive up, push hard into your feet, or you can walk your hands up the fronts of your legs to roll your spine up. Let's all bring your hands back to your heart space and take a good breath. Soften the shoulders, soften the elbows. Big breath in. Big breath out. Okay, relax. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. So let's do a backstroke shoulder roll. So one shoulder at a time rolls backward. And then full arm backstroke. So one arm rolls back. Okay. Technical difficulties here. Sorry. Okay. All right then. So now let's all just face forward. So get your feet parallel and hip distance apart. So the full legs are parallel with each other. So, and we're lining up the center of the hip joints with the center of the knee joints with the center of the ankle joints. Okay, that's what I mean by hip distance apart. All right, so we'll inhale, arms widen up. Let's grab your right wrist and pull up and over to the left, just slightly. Push down hard with your feet into the floor and pull actively to the left with your hand. Good breaths. Good breath in. Good breath out. Push into your feet to lift your spine and arms up. Reach up, reach up. Exhale, arms drop down wide. Then inhale, arms widen up. Grab your left wrist and pull up and over to the right. Push down hard with your feet and firm your belly. Tailbone points down. So we're actively pulling with our right hand. Okay, push into your feet to lift your spine and arms up, up, up. Reach up, reach up. Exhale, widen down. And roll your shoulders backward a few times. One at a time now. All right. So now we'll take our feet just a little bit wider to the outside edges of the hips. Feet are still parallel. So I'm turning to the side just to help for visual for the people in the computer. All y'all that are in the computer, not inside your homes. All right. So for all of you at home, here you go. So let's grab the hip bones on the back side, so low back, right above your glutes. Excuse me, we're hands are on the pelvis, back wall of the pelvis. So either flat hands or flat fists, whichever feels better to you. Now stand strong into your legs. Start to lift your belly, lift your heart, and then pull your shoulders back, pull your elbows back. You can push your hips forward, but keep your belly strong, so lower belly firms in, and then start to lean back any amount with your shoulders and your head. So you can, let's make sure your neck is happy with what your choice is, so you can drop your chin closer to your throat if needed, or you can lift your chin up toward the sky, whichever one feels good, but push hard into the floor with your feet. And deep breaths into your front heart. Pull your shoulders back more. Let's do one more breath. Push into the feet to lift your spine and release your arms. Good breath in. Great breath out. Inhale. Exhale. So we're taking our feet wide now on our mat. So get wide on your mat and turn the toes out slightly. And let's go into a squat. So knees, hands on your knees. So adjust your feet so that joints are comfortable. So the ankles are pretty much lining up right under the knees once you squat. Push your knees wider with your hands. So you are leaning weight into your hands here. Now reach your left shoulder forward, so twist your spine to the right. Pull your right shoulder back. So we are pushing more weight into your left knee, left inner knee. So we're allowing that left inner thigh to stretch even deeper. Okay, push into your feet to bring your spine to center. And then go ahead and drop into that squat. Right shoulder reaches forward, left shoulder back. So twist your heart to the left. And we're pushing our right hand to the inside of your right knee to allow that deeper stretch on your inner right thigh. So Gayla, you're letting your knee drop inward, so push it wide. There you go. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. Push into your feet to come back to center and go ahead and straighten your legs again. Good breath in. Good breath out. If you need to shake your hands out, do that. And then walk your feet back together. Okay, so let's take your feet to the outside edges of your hips. Clasp your hands behind you. And let's all stand strong into your legs. So kneecaps lift, belly firms. Now start to straighten your arms. Pull your shoulders back. And push your arms down toward the floor. Lift your chest. Lift your belly. You can even lift your chin if it feels good. So it is a slight back bend here like that. The hands are reaching to the floor. Now let's bring the spine upright. Relax for a moment, big breath. Now stand strong into your legs again, firm the belly and straighten your arms. Now this time we're lifting the hands up as high as you can. So if this is just not working for you, you can always bend your elbows. Touch your sacrum with your hands. So we want to try to pull our shoulders back more and check in with your neck that it's happy, neutral feeling. Take a good breath. And let's drop the hands and release and shake things out. Let's do backstroke shoulder rolls. Full arm back strokes. Now let's Where our feet are still to the outside edges of your hips and parallel. Now let's do an awkward clasp of your hands behind you. So other index finger in front, interlacing the fingers. Now we'll stand strong into your legs, firm your belly into the spine to align your pelvis, and straighten your arms down toward the floor and lift your breastbone up. You can either drop your chin closer to your throat or lift your chin up. So it's a slight back bend, but we're not pushing our hips forward right now. We're keeping our hips grounded right to center. And we're pushing the hands straight down to the floor. Take a good breath in. Great breath out. Push into the feet and lift the spine upright. Take a breath. Now engage your legs again, kneecaps lift, lower belly firms, aligning your pelvis. Now straighten your arms. This time lift your hands up as high as you can. Reaching the shoulders back. And then align your neck, level the chin with the floor. Remember, you can keep your elbows bent if needed. Take a good breath in. Good breath out. And release down slowly. And release the hands. Shake things out. Backstroke shoulder rolls. Full arm backstrokes. All right. So let's make our way down to the floor. And we're going into deer pose. So you might want to fold your blankets back up again. Into this rectangle here. All right, so let's have the short edge of your blankets facing toward the short edge of your mat. And they can be at the front there. And let's all sit on your blankets on the right side. So right hip and thigh on your blanket with knee bent. We're pinwheeling our legs over to the left side.
Right hip.
So right thigh and hip on the blanket. And we scooch back on the blanket to where that just the knee joint hangs off the front edge. We've got 90 degrees in the front knee, 90 degrees in the left leg, off to the side, and then 90 degrees in the groin. So you don't have to use blankets if it feels like it's too high. You can remove one or both. Let's take kickstand arms, so hands go a little bit wider than the shoulders and arms are straight. And center your spine, moving straight forward in the same direction as your right thigh. So we're starting a nice stretch in the right glute and outer thigh. Yeah, good. So you can always lower down to your elbows as your body opens more. You can always put blocks under your elbows. Starting the softening toward the earth through the heart. If this starts to open more through your low back and hip, you can lay on your knee and forehead settles onto something. And try to soften that left leg. Low breath is deep into the low ribs. Starting to calm yourself down again. At any point, if you feel like you need more of a stretch, you can take pigeon pose, where you lift your spine a little and straighten your left leg back behind you. And you can always, If you do take pigeon, you want to center your hips and center your spine more, so we get even weight on both legs. With deer pose, all our weight is in our right leg and hip. With pigeon pose, we want it centered more. You can always adjust your blankets accordingly for your body. Soften even more. Try to soften your breath. Let your shoulders relax. And soften into love. Let there be love here within your heart. Let there be some more kindness for yourself and for this body. And for your journey as a human. And slowly push your hands into the floor to raise your spine up. If you straighten your back leg, you'll bend it again. Satisfying breath. And then we'll take your time to switch sides. So left thigh and hip on the blanket. Right leg, right knee is out to the side at 90 degrees. Scooch back on your blanket so your thigh is supported. And we gently flex our feet and then soften. We'll take kickstand arms to start with. Spine is moving in the same direction as your left thigh. And return to the breath. At any point, if your body allows it, dropping to elbows. Lengthening the spine forward. And if your body opens, you can lay your heart down on your knee, forehead supported by something. You want to be kind about getting into the pose. So the intention is not to get in the pose. That's not the intention. It's about the journey to that pose. Allowing ourselves some space and ease to get into it. If your body is asking for more, you can always straighten your right leg back behind you. If you do straighten that leg, you want to center your weight more so your spine and hips shift to the right a little bit. And spine floats forward and settles. And bring awareness into your heart space. Allow loving kindness there for yourself and this body. you've had a rough day, that would bring understanding and compassion to your experience for yourself and for others. Or at least having that intention. Take a really good breath. And then slowly pushing your spine upright. You straighten your back leg, you'll bend it again. All the way up tall. Take a really good breath. Okay, so we'll come off your blanket, straighten your legs out in front of you, and rock them out all the way from there. Circle your ankles. And then other way. All right, so if it feels like you need clearing of refreshment in your legs, then put your legs up onto the wall or up into a chair. If it feels like you need more opening through your front heart, then we'll use blankets. If you unfold them once to an 8 fold, we'll do 2 blankets like that. Matching up the long edge of your blanket with the long edge of your mat. And it would go about a third down from the top of your mat. And you would lay to where the top edge of your blanket hits you about your bra line. Shoulder blades on the floor, arms wide. Yeah, good. Okay, so if you are doing the back bend, the gentle back bend, if your low back is not comfortable, you add support under your knees. Like you can put blocks under your knees right above your knee joints, or you can put another blanket in there. Or just bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor. Okay, lovelies, we did it. It's time to rest. And just receive all the blessings of your practice today. Allowing this space, and this quiet, and this stillness to let your body and being process all that we've done. And as we changed our physical body, and we utilized our breath to move energy, and our movement to move energy. And things are going to shift in our psyche, in our mind. So we're just acknowledging what is, what has shifted for you. And allowing gratitude and appreciation, even if you're uncomfortable, that you've evoked some change. Lean back into Mother Earth. Soften this jaw and this belly and this throat and your glutes. And everything's okay. You're letting yourself be reminded that everything's okay. When it comes to your body, everything's okay. Even if your body's screaming at you, everything's okay. Just softening, reassuring ourselves, lessening the fear. When it comes to the external world, everything's okay. It's kind of calming your experience of the external world. Everything's okay. Calming your fears, calming your worries. All is well. You're reminding yourself everything's okay and all is well. You're telling your inner child everything's okay and all is well. Your little kid never got tired of hearing that or knowing that. And everything's okay and all is well. Let yourself be reassured. Let yourself trust again, at least a little bit more. Everything's okay and all is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. If you'll allow your breath to deepen, wiggling your fingers and toes. And stretch or move in any way that would feel good for you. And rolling over to one side. Laying on your side, please support your head with something. Bending your knees in front of your body so that your low back is long, the spine is long. I'm so grateful for your practice today, this quality time spent in self-care. Just push yourself up and sitting when you're ready. Once your spine's up nice and tall, gather your palms together at your heart. So we do this in an act of centering our energy and also connecting with our love center, our heart space. That's a good way to end our practice. So I thank you so much, ladies, for joining me and helping my day get better. And thank you so much. Namaste. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Rain.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Shalan. See you tomorrow.